Good morning, all of you. Okay, today we'll discuss about the application of the impulse. Already we have some idea of impulse momentum equation. Today we'll focus on the application part. We'll discuss some several numericals related to the impulse here. Okay, before that, let me discuss one problem related to one-dimensional collision only. That one. Then collision along with gravity. Then we'll go for the impulse. So I'll begin with this numerical. A tennis ball. It is. I think that this will be small, no? So this is a tennis ball. This is a basketball. Both are released from rest at a height. What is given? He's asking to what height does the tennis ball bounce with respect to ground? All collisions to be elastic. So this will be the masses are M2 and M1. So when I release it, they will come and strike the ground. No? Okay, they will descend some height. Okay, I'm taking help you. So no. So both will descend the same height, no? Because they are released. So this is the H. There's a diameter D, diameter of tennis ball, and this is H. What is the height descended by both the balls? Will be same. So when they arrive, when the tennis ball, when the basketball is just about to strike the ground, both will have speed U. And what is that U should be equal to? Root of 2gh. So I think if you can, what is the height descended by the tennis ball also? Should be H. Look at the geometry. Okay, fine. So both will have a common, both will have same speed. So let it be 2gh. Now collision will occur. How to analyze this one? So first the basketball will collide. The basketball, I'll just will shade any one, no? Like this. The basketball first will collide. The basketball will collide with the ground, no? And it's elastic collision. So what should happen to speed of the basketball? Will change. So let it be U, and this will be still it will be U. So here what actually happens? Collision between basketball and ground occurs. Clear this. So now how the tennis ball and basketball are moving? They're moving opposite to each other. So now there'll be collision occurs between the tennis ball and basketball. And look at this one. Small is telling small. So what do you expect the what will be the velocity of the basketball after collision? Remains same. That of only this, it will change. I have to show it will almost about loses contact. So to what height this particular tennis ball will rise from the ground is telling. So this should be the equal to d. We have to calculate that value of v. Any formula can we apply? So why we should assume things like this? A tennis ball with small mass m2 rests on top of a basketball which is at height h above the ground. Bottom of the tennis ball is at height h. So it's telling that small. Based on that, the velocity of the basketball after impact with the ground will be u. It just only changes direction. Then when the tennis ball and basketball collides, it is as if this basketball will behave like a wall. What happened to velocity of the wall when any particle or any block collides with a wall? What happened to speed of the wall? Will remain constant. So that's what we are treating. We are treating the basketball like a wall. Sir, how do I come to know? How do I come to know? So it's telling like the mass of the tennis ball small, no? The mass of the ball is considered to be small compared to mass of the basketball. So therefore we have to assume it. If mass of the tennis ball and basketball are comparable, then you cannot. Even the velocity of the basketball also will change after collision. Is it okay? No? Since the condition given, I assumed it. So treat basketball like a massive wall. So the velocity of the wall will not change when a block comes and collides. I think we have discussed some problems, quotient of restitution. The similar idea here. And now here what happened? Collision between tennis and basketball occurs. So here what is the condition? The basketball is treated as massive wall. With respect to what? With respect to tennis ball. Okay, no. So this is a thing. So let's write. So quotient of restitution formula you applied. So anything directed upward, I'll take it positive. And it's a collision. It's like a equal to 1. So I'm writing the equation. 2 is what? The tennis ball here, no? So v plus v after collision. Then this will be after collision, the velocity of the tennis ball, the basketball is upward. So plus u minus u. Now try to see the symbols. V2 minus V1 by U1 minus U2. One is the tennis ball, sorry, basketball. Okay, now solve this equal to 1. So this will be V minus U. This is 2U. So therefore, what is V is equal to 3U. What is U? U equal to root of 2GH. So to what height further it rises? So he's asking, so somewhere that one. So how to calculate that one? H max is equal to D plus V square by 2G. Why D plus? Because at what height the tennis ball is just after impact with the basketball at height D from the ground. So D plus V square by 2G. So this is D. So this will be 3U whole square by 2G. So D plus 9U square by 2G. Now what is U square by 2G? We can write it as H further. So D plus 9H. That will be. So first collision we have to discuss. They'll be in contact because I released it. No, so they'll be in contact. First collision occurs between the basketball and the ground. Then the basketball will change its direction of motion. Then the collision occurs between tennis ball and the basketball. Okay, I'll scroll down. No, some general idea regarding during collision, what all that forces that are set up. What about the nature of it? That one. So let me. There's a block. I'll drop it from a height h1. It will fall here. So here the block will collide the same block, that one, and it will rebound. It will, the sequence I'm showing it, and it will rebound. So here let it be v1. Then after rebound, let v2 be the speed, and the block will rebound to a height h2. Let me give this information. Let h1 is equal to 20 meter and h2 equal to 10 meter. This is released from rest. A very small information is there, but very important for us. Means during collision, why we neglect few forces, why we should neglect the weight during the collision impact. That's what I'm trying to explain here. Now it will come and collide, and let it be in contact, the contact time. Let me put it 4 microseconds. So let it be let it be in contact for 4 microseconds. So what is delta t? The ball will be in contact with the ground. Okay, what is V1? So let's calculate V1. V1 equal to 2gh1, 2 into 10 into 20. So 20 meter per second. What is V2? 2gh2. So this should be 2 into 10 into 10. Let me make it 5. Calculations will be easier. So this will be 10 meter per second. Then let's define the quotient of restitution. So what is the state of ground? Ground will not move. No? Then applying the quotient of restitution formula, E equal to V2 velocity of the ball, final velocity of the ball, minus final velocity of ground by initial velocity of the ball minus initial velocity of ground. This is the first time I'm showing it, this one. This is the final velocity of the ball. Upward, let me take positive. How much it is? V2. That of the ground, 0.
Sir,
Initial velocity of the ball.
initial velocity of ground, sir.
Yes, sir.
First.
Oh, okay, there's a sign. Huh? Initial velocity of ground minus initial velocity of ball. Initial velocity of the ground will not move. No? So then initial velocity of ball minus V1. So this will become V2 by V1. So hereafter,
Sir, but V2 is not root 2GH2.
Sir, we can't hear you.
All of you, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
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 Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Some connectivity problem. Okay, let's talk about the any normal contact will act during that collision time. Yes, a normal contact will act, and that normal contact into time. Shall I take that as impulse? Shall I take that impulse here? Because the normal contact will act for small duration time. Can you write? And also the weight will be acting. And what is delta t? The time. The ball will be in contact with the ground for this interval of time. Okay, now let's write the normal contact. Is it n equal to mg? Is what I'm trying to explain here now. So let's write the impulse momentum equation. So what is initial momentum? mv1 minus jy is equal to minus mv2. Why it should be? Because how jy will act opposite to initial momentum mv1. And what about final momentum?
Sir, we can't hear you.
Sir.
We can't hear you, sir.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Some electric power gone. Oh, we'll see. Okay, we'll manage now. This is jy. So we know mass of the ball 2 kg. So let's substitute here. 2 v1 is how much? 20 jy is equal to 2 into this is 10. So what is value of jy? 40. So 60 Newton second. Now let's come. What is jy? I should write n into delta t. 60 Newton. So what is delta t? 4 microsecond. 60 by 4 into 10 to the power of minus 6. 15 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton. Look at the magnitude. And what is the weight mg? How much it is? Just 20 Newton, no? But the normal contact that is acting, how much it is? 15 into 10 to the power of 6 Newton. It's a very much greater than the weight, no? So weight will also set up impulse. Yes, there'll be impulse due to weight, but the impulse set up by normal contact is far greater than the impulse set up by the weight. So therefore, in all our collisions, shall we consider the effect of weight during collision? Negligible. So here what we can say, impulse due to weight, mg into delta t, negligible. Compared to what? Compared to impulse set up due to normal contact forces. Is that okay? Now, sir, sir, how come that such a large force will act? As the body will undergo deformation here. Due to that deformation, the molecules will exert a force. It's all. I think at molecular level, we can't go for it. the body will be in contact. When it is contact only, all together, the average normal contact that is acting is equal to this much here. And what happens, that normal contact will first, the moment it comes, initially zero, no, before striking. So as it starts striking, as it comes in contact with the ground, it starts increasing, becomes maximum, then decreases. The sequence, everything will take place. And what we are calculating is, this is like some sort of the average. So therefore, what you can do is, definitely when you talk about impulse, no, you should be very careful about the normal contact and any other forces acting. Will they set up impulse or not? You have to be careful. Okay, no. So this is the some general idea. So let's take some related to vertical collision only. Few more problems we'll take. Then I'll go for the basic impulse one.
Sir,
Ah.
sir, actually throughout the motion of the ball, the weight mg will be acting only, right, sir?
Yes, yeah.
Sir, then we say impulse for a force which acts for a small interval of time, right?
See, trying to understand where is the 10 to power of 6 and where is 20 Newton. What you do? You'll neglect, no? Pretty sure.
Yes, sir.
It's not. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that it's not acting. The contribution by change in momentum by the normal contact is almost 99.99% than the weight. So therefore, we neglect the weight to simplify calculations.
Okay, sir.
Okay, let me cover this also. So I'll release a ball from a height h. It will collide inelastically. Let E be between 0 and 1. So first it will come and collide. So let it collide with a speed u. Then it will rebound with a speed v1. Then as it is inelastic collision, it will not rebound to same height. Then again it will approach. Then one more impact occurs. Like this, if this sequence continues, can we write any generalized formulas? That's what I'm trying to. What happened to height ascended? It keeps on decreases, no? I'm giving some. So let's come for this one. So it has, and anything directed upward, let it be positive. No, directly just now we learned. No? So what is u? U should be equal to root of 2gh because it is released from rest, dropped from rest. U should be equal to root of 2gh. Then what is the rebound speed? Rebound speed should be v1 equal to e into u. Then it will ascend an height h1. Then it will ascend height h2. Then h3. h4. Like that, some n collisions will occur. Can we generalize any formulas? So what is V1? V1 equal to EU. So what should be the V2? V2 should be equal to, now in terms of, so for first we'll write all the formulas. So V2, what we can write? E into V1, or this will become E square U. V3 will be E into V2. So this will become E cube U. Can we generalize for n collisions? E N U. Similarly, what about the height ascended? So what is H1? H1 equal to V square by 2G. What is V1? V1 will be E square U by 2g. So there should be E square U square by 2g. So what is U square by 2g? Should be H. Shall I write H1 in terms of H? Similarly, what is H2? H2 should be equal to E square H1, or this will become E to power of 4H. H3 equal to E square H2. E square H, and what is H2? So this will be E6 into H. So any generalization here, Hn should be equal to E to power of 2n H here. Some good numericals are there just based on this basic information. So what is the height ascended after nth impact, or what is the speed after nth impact? So these are the generalized formulas. So then for 4 collisions, what is the distance covered? Suppose I dropped here H, then 2H. This is the first collision, no? This is the second collision, this is the third collision, this is the fourth collision. Till fourth collision, what the distance code means? H plus 2H1 plus 2H2 plus 2H3. Like that, the distance covered information they'll give, they'll ask you some conditions. And the value of E we are discussing. If E equal to 0, it will not rebound. It'll get stuck to it. These are some problems are there related to this. Please do work out few. It'll be much easier for you. Now, what will happen if? Okay, tomorrow I'll discuss problems few. Platform accelerating, moving, that one. Let me introduce the idea of impulse. Already we have impulse idea. Can you remember? We have discussed the basic impulse momentum equation, and even in many places I've shown. Now let's come for the application. Read the question. Can you hear me, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll continue. Read the question. Just telling impulse due to string and normal contact force. So the bullet will come in. I'll speak louder. I think I'll increase my volume here. So this is a bullet. It is moving with a speed u. It will come, collide with this, and get stuck to the block 2m. Then what is the impulse set up in the string as well as this one? So this is almost straight like this. No. A very basic problem I'm starting. This you have to use in coming numericals. Okay, the bullet, what happened? It gets stuck to it. So let me show the bullet is here. No, what actually happens there? I'll show bullet like this. Here there'll be normal contact, must act. Let me take that normal contact here. And the same normal contact will act on the block A. So let me give name block A, B, and this bullet as C. This normal contact acting on block A, what it does? It will make the block A to move towards right. Then string weapon will be jerked, or even weapon string, if you want, you can show it loose. This A will start moving, then it will be jerked. What do you mean by jerk? Suddenly what happened? The string what happened from will become taut. So sudden increase in tension will set up an impulse. So what is the basic idea? When a force will set up an impulse, I'm giving some graphical thing. So please do follow here. So there's a rule what you are supposed to analyze. So when a force suddenly increases, means here like this. There are changes are there in the force acting on an object, not related to this. It's a generalized one. You can see this interval of time, delta t, or say delta t1. Next, again, this interval of time, delta t2. Again, we have I'm taking three things. So, and finally, delta t3. I'll shade it. You can see this. These are the intervals of time for which we should make observation. Look at now this one, delta 2, delta t4. Now force suddenly increase. No, delta t1 is of order micro, milliseconds or nanoseconds. The force suddenly from zero become non-zero. An impulse is set up here. Next again, but sir, here force constant. We should not take that as impulse. Of course, the body will be, there'll be change in momentum. The force will act, the body will accelerate. Due to acceleration, the momentum of the body will change. Impulse momentum equation you can apply, but when you're discussing problems related to the impulse, no, you should not say there is no impulse. You should not say that impulse is there here. Here, no impulse. An impulse is set up. Suddenly, force from zero becomes non-zero. Impulse is set up. Then again, here, it is having some value, say like some 20 Newton, or say like some 100 Newton, and it has become 200 Newton. Impulse is set up again. Force from zero become non-zero suddenly. Suddenly means, sir, what is the time? 1 hour, half an hour, 1 minute, 1 second, millisecond, microsecond, nanosecond. Usually take micro and nanoseconds. The change, the interval of time as an impulsive setup. Suddenly from force zero, it becomes non-zero, impulsive setup. Again, it is having some value. From lower value, again becomes higher value, impulsive setup. Again, no impulse. Now the force decreases magnitude. From higher value becomes lower value. What? In a small interval of time. You should not say impulse. And again, you look at here, the force is having some value and suddenly becomes zero. No impulse. So where impulse is set up? When force from zero becomes non-zero suddenly, or from lower value becomes higher value suddenly. Impulse is set up. From higher value becomes lower value, or from certain value becomes zero. No impulse is set up. So when an impulse is set up by this force, an impulse set up by in times delta t1 and delta t2 only. There's one basic way of defining the impulse. Means, sir, you only said force into time. Here also that delta 3, delta 3, t3 and delta t4 also very small. Then why you are not taking? See, like we wanted the what all these changes that are occurring for the force, no? What impact it will have on the system. For that purpose, they are defining it here. For that purpose, they're defining it. So then impulse will happen when force from zero suddenly become non-zero, or from lower value becomes higher value, impulse setup. From higher value becomes lower value, no impulse. From certain value becomes zero, also no impulse. This is the one basic standard definition for an impulse. Got this? So as in examples, I can show that the like a delta T3 and delta T4. Though when the force changes, there won't be any impact on the system, or there won't be any impulsive setup in this system. Okay, let's come for this. So for what time the bullet will collide with the block? For a few microseconds. Like here you see ball. For what time the ball will collide with the ground? For what time? 4 microseconds. No, I think it's a very natural. You throw ball against a ground or a wall. So ball will be in contact with the ground or a wall for 1 hour or 2 hours, or it's like a 1 minute, 1 second, or few microseconds it will be in contact. No, so therefore the collision that occurs no usually will occur. The contact time will be few microseconds or nanoseconds. So during that time, the normal
Sir, we can't hear you.
now can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I think I started from here. The bullet, what happened, will come and collide. The bullet will be in contact with the block A, for maximum for most of the time. But when you should take impulse, as long as the velocity of the bullet is varying, the normal contact that acts into delta t is what? Impulse. See, the bullet will come to rest inside the block. Previous class I discussed, see, very important. I'm just relating all the numericals here. The bullet will not immediately come to rest. What happened to bullet? It will travel inside the block, no, and will come to rest. And what is the time it will take? Some time, microseconds. During that time, what normal contact force acts, that is impulse. After the bullet comes to rest inside the block, there'll be normal contact between them. That will not come into impulse. That is something like this. When bullet moving inside the block is what the force experienced by bullet or force experienced by the block will be of this kind. Once the bullet comes to rest inside the block, no, there'll be a force between the bullet and that one. They'll exert force on each other. There is what? Then there's no impulse. So is it okay? No, this n delta t. Now this n delta t, what it do? It will make the block 2m also to move. So the string will be jerked. So any impulse is set up in the string, yes, an impulse will come. Sudden increase in sudden jerk. If the string is suddenly jerked, or sudden increase in tension, the string will set up an impulse. I'll call this is JT. Overall sequence, what we have to show that. So because of these impulses, I'm giving in detail description so that the same concept everywhere revolves. Now what all we can do it? The bullet is here. The bullet is inside this one. So that then impulse is acting on it, and because of impulse, this will Jn, this will be Jt, this will be Jt. So this will acquire a speed, say v. This will also acquire a speed. Why? They must have same speed. They are connected by a string. No? The displacement of block A should be equal to displacement of block B for the string to be taut. So overall, this is a sequence. So let's write the equations one by one. So I'll call this as Jn. Now let me look at only for bullet. Let me write the equation. Looking at only bullet. What was the initial speed of the bullet? I'll push it to this, the next page. Let's write, seeing all three diagrams. What was the initial momentum of bullet? mu minus Jn. Look at the Jn, how it will act opposite to motion of the velocity of the bullet. Jn. This also. Take like this. And finally, what when the bullet will move with the velocity of the block A. So this should be equal to how much? mv. We don't know V, so we can't predict the Jn. Okay, let's look at only the overall. Can I apply conservation of linear momentum? Yes, you can apply it. So let me look at the block A. Only on the block A, let me write equation. So what is mu? Only on the block A. So look at the block A. What are the forces? What are the impulses they're directing? Jn towards right, Jt towards left. And what was the initially state of the block A? It was at rest initially. So 0 plus Jn minus Jt equal to 2mb. Then let's look at the block B. Initially it was at rest, no? Then 0 plus Jt equal to mb. Let me take help of this one. So what is this for block B? This is for block A. This is for bullet. No comfort. So what is Jt equal to mb? Substitute here. Put 3 into Jn minus mv equal to 2mv. So what is Jn equal to 3mv? Put that 4 in 1. Mu minus 3mv, or so this is Jn is 3mv, no? Equal to mv. So what is v final equal to? U by 4. Now I know v. So can I calculate what is impulse due to normal contact? Jn equal to 3m u by 4. Then what is impulse due to tension? Jt is equal to mv, no? So this will be m u by 4. This is what overall sequence will happen here. We are discussing problem just after impulse is set up. Means like a Jn first, which impulse will be set up? Normal impulse, impulse due to normal contact, or impulse due to tension? First normal contact, because the bullet should come and collide, no? And what is the Jn? For how long the Jn will act? As long as bullet moving inside the block, the Jn will be acting. Once bullet comes to rest, then normal contact acting between bullet and block should not be taken as impulse. This is, I'm making things very clear. You do get conceptual questions where you should have an idea. Quotient of restitution, between that you can so E equal to 0, no, it comes and collides and gets stuck to it. Let's take the I'll paste it somewhere here. Take the, I think read this question. Two identical balls, each of mass r and mass m, are tied with a string and kept on a frictionless surface in which the string is slack. Tension is 0. They are given velocities 2u and u in same direction. Collision between the balls is perfectly elastic. So take the condition, this one. This is m. They're on horizontal surface here. So this is a string, that one. No. So what happened as this is A, this is B. The speed of A is more than that of B, no? So first what happened? This will go and collide. So at somewhere I should show sequence of diagrams, everything. I'm just presenting like just before collision, they will have speed 2u and this is u. Elastic collision occurs. Due to elastic collision, as E equal to 1, there'll be exchange of velocities. So after collision, what will happen to B? B will move with a speed of u and A will be moving with a speed. This string I'll show red color. It'll be easy for you. So this will be moving with a now speed 2u. This will be u. Collision occurs. This what. And now what will happen to the? This is A. This is B. So gradually what will happen? This will be this condition. String will be. String is still loose or slack. You can say like it. Then at the velocity of block B or the ball B is more than A, at one instant. So what is the condition will arise? The string will become suddenly taut. Sudden increase in tension. Suddenly from 0, the tension becomes non-zero. So will there be any impulse set up? As an impulse is set up here. So in what direction the impulse will be like this, JT. Now what will happen to these things? Unless already we have discussed enough of concepts. After this sequence, what conditions will arise? I think as a student, already we discussed enough ideas. From here, you check it, what can happen. The impulse, what it will do, will decrease the velocity of this. And the same impulse, what it will do, it will increase the speed of the blocking. And they're connected by common string. So both must have a common velocity. Okay, now proceed with this. So how to get that common velocity is what? So shall we put this? So can we calculate that common velocity? Can I apply a conservation of linear momentum? Yes, no. What is the net impulse? Will be 0. So therefore, mu plus m2u should be equal to mv plus mv. So therefore, this 2v should be equal to 3u by 2. So let's calculate that impulse. So jt is equal to. So what was the velocity which A was moving for ball A? I'll write it. Ball A. Initial momentum is mu. Impulse acts in the direction of motion. Finally, it is mv. So mu jt. This is 3u by 2. So what is the impulse? Jt is equal to. So this will be u by mu by 2. This is the one answer. What is the impulse generating string during the second collision? After the first collision, what is the loss in
Unable to hear you, sir.
Sir, we can't hear you, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I don't know today network. Okay, this is about the impulse that one. So this is what happens. After this, what is the sequence here? So let's calculate the, after first collision, what is the total loss in kinetic energy? There is no loss in kinetic energy, because the elastic collision. So no loss here. Shall I put it here? No loss in kinetic energy. Then what is the final loss in kinetic energy of the balls? Now look at this from sequence here. So look at the third and fourth diagram. These two diagrams you look at here. What was the kinetic energy? Mu square by 2. Here m 2u square by 2. Look at now kinetic energy. Where do that kinetic energy gone? I'll directly come to the first diagram, second, third, fourth, the fifth. And these diagrams you look at here. Now for fourth and fifth, look at the energy. 4 and 5. I'm writing it 4 and 5. For 4 and 5. What is the energy? Mu square by 2 plus m 2u square by 2 minus, this should be equal to mv square by 2 plus mv square by 2. Take the difference. We'll get some loss in kinetic energy. Where do that has gone? The string. Is it okay? So that particular kinetic energy, what happened, will be taken by the string, that one. Means a string will also absorb energy. Yes. What is then that one? So that's why in the books, no, they called some as inelastic string. Elastic string will not absorb energy. Inelastic string will absorb energy. This is very important. Usually what happens whenever string, no, we'll call that inelastic. It will absorb energy. It absorbs. It can absorb energy. Better you write it. It can absorb energy. Then if a string absorbs energy, what will happen to that energy? They'll be converted into either increasing its temperature or increasing its potential energy, or it can be used to elongate. Since the alpha quotient of linear expansion is very small, no, we neglect the elongation of the string. So anything can happen here. That is a major purpose of here the discussion. So where do this energy will go? Delta K absorbed or taken by string. Okay, clear. No, so this about inelastic string. They'll call it, no. So immediately open the difference in kinetic energy, that will be taken by the string. So now, shall we conclude here? Whenever the string suddenly jerk or when an impulse is set up, will there be any loss in kinetic energy of system will occur? Yes. Means the previous problem. I think everything over. So I'll go back. So previous problem also. Will there be any loss in kinetic energy? Yes, you do calculate. It is there. There'll be loss in kinetic energy, isn't there? Initial kinetic energy of system, how much? Mu square. Final kinetic energy of system you calculate. The difference in kinetic energy. Where do that kinetic energy gone? A part of kinetic energy will be lost to overcome the friction between the bullet and the block. A part of kinetic energy will be lost in the string. So they will try to correlate all this. You have to be very careful. Conceptual problems. So whenever a string is jerked, whenever an inelastic string is jerked, there will be some energy dissipated in the string. The energy open in the form of heat will be taken by the string. Most of the 90% of numericals, what we do, that energy will be there in the form of heat in the string. Let's take some other problems here. So initially they are at rest. You can see from, read the question. You get two types of numericals where they will discuss about only the what is the velocity of the block call. If they ask about energy, no, you should be very careful. A particle of mass m is released from rest at height h naught, and it stuck with the block of mass m. Find the maximum height to which the block 3m rises from the ground. So this is kept on the ground. These are very popular. You must work out few good number of numericals to have an idea. Not one numerical will not be sufficient. Several cases will come. So you should search different types of numericals and you should think on them. I'll discuss all maximum possible cases. So this is the block 3M, which is kept on the ground. No, come for this. So it will come. So when just before collision, this particle will have velocity, say u, and what is u is equal to root of 2g h naught, and this at rest. After collision occurs. Then what will happen here? Then an impulse will be set up. Normal impulse will be set up, no, between the particle and the block, because when the moment particle comes and collides with the block m, a normal contact force will act between the particle and the block, and because of that, what happen? The block m will start moving down. Suddenly, what happen? The string is jerked, or an impulse, a sudden increase in tension, an impulse is set up. So I'm not interested in the normal contact between the block and the particle. I'll just leave it. So in what direction the impulse I have to show? Upward, no? Sir, how to take the impulse? The direction of tension will be the direction of impulse in the string. The direction of normal contact acting on the body will be the direction of the impulse. See, impulse is what? Force into time, no? How the tension will act away from the body. So you have to show that impulse also away from the body. Here what actually happens, how the JT will be set up? Here a normal impulse will act here on the, don't leave the basic here. This JN what will make the block M to move suddenly. String will be jerked, sudden increase in tension, and impulse is set up. And that impulse you have to show like this. I think all of you know how to show tension. Tension acts away from the body, then put J over. What can be the motion? No? When impulse acts on a body, it will acquire a velocity. Why the velocity V should be same? They're connected by a common string, and the string is inextensible. String is inextensible, so they definitely what will happen? They must have common velocity. Let's write equations now. Mu minus Jt is equal to m plus m into V. Now don't write conservation of linear momentum. Sir, I'll write conservation of linear momentum for the total system. Can we do like this? Mu is equal to like m plus m 3m. You should not do this. You should write impulse momentum equation individually for this particle block, individually for this block. Momentum is not conserved for the total system. Will I agree? Look at like this. If the system is like this, plus 2jt is upward, no, plus jn minus jn, plus 2jt is upward. Net impulse is there along y-axis. So momentum is not conserved of the total system. Only impulse, only, so you can apply impulse momentum equation for this. Again, momentum of this also not conserved because plus jn minus jn, plus jt is unknown, unbalanced. So nothing called like a momentum of particle block conserved, no. Momentum of system conserved, no. Then what is the alternative left over? Writing impulse momentum equation. This is the thing. So for block 3M, 0 plus JT equal to 3MB. Add up these two, MU is equal to 5MB. This is the thing. So now what will happen to this particular block 3M? It starts rising up because it acquired velocity V. The moment it loses contact from the ground, 3mg weight will act here, no? How the motion of this? You go back to the laws of motion. So this everything you make it 2m. Tell me like a net force is in this direction, no? 3mg. Here this is t. And they have a velocity like this, v dash, call, this is v dash. Tell me the net force is acting opposite to velocity. So both the blocks will undergo retardation. How to calculate that retardation? How to calculate the total retardation? Retardation is equal to 2mg minus 3mg by 2m plus 3m, which is equal to minus g by 5. They'll undergo retardation and finally they'll come to instantaneous rest. Finally, what happens? The blocks will come to instantaneous rest. So here, this will be 2m. So this is what is asking for us. How to calculate that? H is equal to, so 0 square minus v square equal to 2 ah. Uniform exerted motion, uniform retarding motion. This will be minus v square equal to minus g by 5 into h. What is v? U by 5. Now that will cancel out. So 2gh by 5. So this should be u square by 5 equal to 2g. I think I'll slide up a little bit. So this 25 5 will be there. So u square by 2g into this is 1 by 5. So what is u square by 2g? Should be h naught. So final answer will be h naught by 5. This is the maximum height. After this, what will happen? Again, they'll start moving down. After this, what will happen? Again, they will start. Again, the block 3m will descend and block 2m will ascend. You have to follow the sequence of diagrams. Nothing is there. So this impulse is important. And now look at the energy. Is there any loss in mechanical energy of system? What is the initial kinetic energy? Mu square. So let's check it. Initial kinetic energy just before collision, mu square by 2. After collision, 2m by 2 v square plus 3m v square by 2. Check it. Kf will be less than ki. And where do this heat generated in the string? Heat generated in string. That should be equal to ki minus kf. They may ask you troublesome questions of this kind. Find the heat generated in the string during the process or loss in mechanical energy of system. Just stick on to the basics here. Okay, I think by this time you have some impulse. So let's go back to once again that basic conditions. Let me stress them. I'll come to the question. So let me, yeah, here. I'll give several examples related to this graph because now you have some firm idea. If there is a all will set up impulse. Next, again, identifying which forces can set up impulse, which forces can set up impulse, and which forces cannot set up impulse. I think that this also we needed, no? Means all forces can set up impulse or only some specific forces. How to generalize it? Now this is a general discussion I'm making. So this will really help you to identify in numericals whether impulse will be set up or not. Initially, they are at rest, the blocks A and B. So like this is A, this is B, they are at rest, and there's a particle moving with a speed u. It will collide inelastically. Then initially some tension is there, no? How much of tension? T naught. And what is T naught? Equal to mg. Now collision occurs, inelastic collision occurs, and it'll get stuck to it. We'll take like this. So the combined mass will have a velocity v. And what will happen to just after collision? The string, what happen, will be loose. Just after impact, the string will become loose. Any impulse in the string? No, will not set up. The tension will happen from T naught equal to mg has become 0 because this was the test. This was the test, and the combined block, what will happen? Will start moving up, no? The string will become slack. Tell me where is the question of impulse now? Nothing, no? So therefore, if a force from non-zero suddenly becomes 0, then no impulse is set up. So will there be an impulse due to normal contact? Yes, it will be there. I'm talking about the impulse in the string. The tension from non-zero suddenly becomes 0. No impulse. You should not put any impulse here. No question of discussion, no? Because string slack means no question of there any tension. So if there is no force, no question of impulse. Is it justified? The part of graph which I wanted to take here. This will be a very important idea for you. Then so what will happen here? What will happen? This will start moving, ascending up. This will start descending up. Like a body projected vertically up, this will be freely falling body. And what happened to string? As long as they're falling freely, this falling freely, and this is vertically projected, string will be slack only. So this is the first condition. So let's introduce spring now. And I'll bring the spring. No, you take it. This is B. Initially, what is the state of spring? Elongated, and that same spring force will act here, no? And that is what the tension. Kx naught equal to mg and T equal to Kx naught. So therefore, T equal to mg. So this particular ball will collide. Inelastic collision, E equal to 0, you write it. Tell me here what will happen to the impulse by the spring now. So what should happen to the spring force? What will happen to the string? So this is the string. Already in laws of motion, I discussed few numericals, if you can recollect. So this will become slack, no? This will be slack. And they will have combined velocity v. The string will become slack. Then what happened to spring? Suddenly what happened? The energy in the spring will vanish. So where do it will go? Who should take that one? Block M, block B. No, block B cannot take that one. If block B is taking means some impulse is acting that one. So that should be taken by the string again. This I'll write slack here. No spring force. Now this will start falling freely. This will ascend. We have discussed some problems here, that one. So x naught will become 0. So what is the conclusion? Now sudden change in spring force not possible. But here the situation is like this. The one end of spring is connected to string. So definitely here sudden change in spring force possible here. I think we should not make a firm conclusion. Sudden change in spring force not possible. In some situation, but here what happened? The spring force will change, and what happened to that elastic potential will be taken by the string. So here also there will be heat generated. The next situation, this will be much easier for you. and the particle will come and collide. Initially, there is a elongation in the spring. So when any impulse is set up by the spring, because the one end of the spring is connected to the string. Now, I think I discussed this problem in laws of motion. From Pathfinder, I picked up, I discussed it. This end of the same situation, this end of the one end of the spring is connected to the block, the other end is connected to the string gear. So the string will become slack. So the energy in the spring will vanish. We discussed even numerical also. Strings cut. There we have discussed this. Okay, the particle will come and collide. Okay, now tell me, like, at least here there should be impulse at least. Collision will occur. So during collision, the impulse due to normal contact will act here, and the impulse due to normal contact will act here. No? And because of that, both will have common velocity. Tell me what will happen to spring force. Will it change here? No, it will remain as it is. Because what we are discussing, the moment collision occurs, we are discussing, no? When the spring deformation will occur. Now, because of velocity, as it starts moving, then the deformation occurs. So any impulse here, no? No impulse by the spring. I think this will be no impulse by the spring. That I think sudden change in spring force not possible. I think that's based on the situation. No, here not possible. Here it's possible. No, the spring energy itself will vanish. Spring force vanishes. So so I think you have to be very careful about the conditions available, and you can't generalize. This is one situation, this is one situation, and there's another situation. So don't go for any generalization. So now spring force, can it set up impulse? I don't think so. We have any numerical. Sudden change in spring force, here it vanishes. So, but sudden increase in spring force not possible. But sudden decrease in spring force possible. Sudden increase in spring force not possible. You can also put block. Means like I'll take another system. Let me give one more last year. Maybe, sir, in this case, let's see. I'll drop a ball. So the ball is moving with a velocity u. And it will get stuck to it. So what is the spring force? Kx naught will balance mg. Now in this case, there'll be normal contact, impulse due to normal contact, and this Jn. This, what it will do, will impart velocity v like this. But look at the spring. When it will start undergo deformation because of velocity, when this combined blocks start moving, the spring will undergo deformation. No? So the spring force will retain its, the spring will retain its deformation. So any impulse now, so no impulse. Okay, these are the
Sir,
some.
sir,
Yes, I'm hearing, ma. Yeah.
sir, sir, in this example, sir, here spring force is getting managed, right, sir, in the first example.
Yeah, okay.
But there won't be any impulse set up by the spring, no, sir?
Yes, yeah, that's all.
Okay, sir.
That's why I see, like, I gave graph. It's not like something story I'm not telling here. I've given enough proof like this. So this particular graph, so impulse is set up. Here I can put it now. Now I can conclude. Impulse is set up. Delta T1. during delta t1 impulse is set up. No, during delta t2 impulse is set up. During delta t3 and delta t4 no impulse is set up. Impulse is not set up, you're right. Impulse is. See, like, see, this is not a, the graph is not a concept. The situations are they're different. Like this, when we go and analyze the different situations, no, we do come across, okay, this is what practically happens. Then I'm summarizing everything in the form of graph. So I think this will be now very convenient for you. Sir, is it for spring force or for any force? For any force it is. That's why I didn't write spring force here. This is a generalization. Getting idea? So I think you have to be very careful about now the forces when impulse is set up, when impulse is not set up. You should have a clarity. Before entering into this topic, we must have a background of this. Then you pick up any problem. And now you have seen impulse is set up by normal contact, impulse is set up by the tension the string, and impulse is set up by ohm, impulse is set up by the spring. Sir, impulse will it be set up by friction? Yes. Impulse is set up by some external force. Yes. You like a give punch, nothing but you are applying some external force, no? So like that, what when we do come across several forces and we have to check it, which force will set up, which will not set up. This is our background is needed. I'll proceed to the next set of questions. Take this question, no? Yeah, complete it. Yeah, we'll take this one. Okay, read the question. Okay, there is a block. And there's a bullet. Same, I think the initial diagram only. What is the condition? The bullet will pass through. It will pass through the block B, block A. So till now what happened, we took all the problems where it was just getting stuck, no? So let the bullet pass through the block A. What about the impulse? Will there be any impulse on the block A? Yesterday I discussed one pathfinder problem at the block lift, no? So one of the problem I discussed. So when the bullet is passing through the block A, will there be any force exerted by the block A on the bullet? Yes, it will be. And for what time the bullet will take? 1 hour, 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute, 1 second, some micro milliseconds open, the bullet will pass through the block, no? And the force exerted by the block on the motion of the bullet, that force into time will be impulse. This is very important. The resistive force into time will be the impulse here. So what is the basic background? The background is like this. So when there's a block A, when the bullet is moving inside, Here it is moving inside here. So let's take some velocity v1. So will there be any force acting on it? A resistive force, Fr you call it. And that resistive force Fr should act on the block. And for what duration of time? The bullet will be inside the block A for small duration of time. So definitely what this resistive force into time will be an impulse. Not normal contact, better called resistive force here. The idea is different here now. Let the bullet be C. That Fr into delta T will be the, and here a string is there, no? So look at that, Fr into delta T will become an impulse. So shall I write uh, delta T? So this Fr into delta T is the impulse due to the resistance. Now write down the equations, no? So the bullet will finally emerge. So it is given for us. It will emerge with a speed. Where is that one? And comes out with a velocity 100 meter per second. So let me take velocity of the bullet, Vc. Tell me in what direction the impulse due to resistive force, Fr into delta T. So shall I show that impulse Jr like this? Then string will jerk. So impulse due to this. So in what direction you expect the blockade to move? In this direction. Then string is suddenly jerk an impulse. So here this will start moving. So we don't know Jr, no? How to calculate Jr? I'll take help of the bullet. So look at the bullet here, mass of the bullet, MCU minus JR equal to MC into VC. We know U and VC. Let me write all. Mass of the bullet is how much? 0.25. Initial velocity of the bullet 200 minus JR. A very good problem. Impulse, it's not like something just writing some equation. Even the resistive forces also can set up impulse. That's what this numerical is. So I'll get the value of JR. JR will be 25 Newton seconds. Now I know JR. Can we write equation? Looking at the block A and B. Looking at block A and B. This one. So initially, what is the state of block A and B? They are at rest, no? So therefore, this should be JR minus JT equal to MAV. JT equal to MBV. I'll add up these two. So JR is equal to MA plus MBV. Adding up these two. I know JR value, I'll get V. After getting V, I'll calculate the impulse JT. So what is this? Impulse due to resistive force. So once again, impulse due to string, impulse due to normal contact, here impulse due to resistive force, what you have come across. What should be the value? 25 Newton. So this will be, let's substitute all. MA is how much? 1 kg, 1 plus 2 into V. So V equal to 25 by 3 meter per second. Now calculate JT. MB is 2 into 25 by 3. So these are the answers, like this impulse due to now next is asking impulse by the string. That's what JT know. Next afterwards, impulse by the particle on block A. That is what JR is asking. 25 Newton. velocity of the 2 kg block just after the bullet comes out of that one. So the expression for V is asking velocity V 25 by 3. Then maximum displacement of 1 kg block in the left direction. How to get this? So this will undergo retardation, no? The block A and B, what is the next type of motion will be? The weight, the acceleration, the block A and B will undergo retardation. They'll describe a retarding motion. They'll have velocity. I'll show it here only. You can see that this will be V dash. How the weight will act? Downward, no? So what is the motion of both the blocks will undergo retardation. How to calculate that retardation? mg by retardation is what? mbg by ma plus mb. Then what is h is equal to? H is equal to v square by 2a. The block B, what is the motion of the block B? It will undergo retardation, comes to rest. Again, it starts falling down. So it will ascend some maximum height. That maximum height is what we are calculating. From where these formulas are brought? Laws of motion. Because mbg is a weight acting downward opposite to velocity. So mbg minus t equal to mb into a, then t equal to ma. Solving that will get acceleration. And in fact, it's a retardation. From where this equation is brought? 0 square minus v square equal to check calculation like this. Now take the next one.
So can you once scroll up?
Okay, ma, here.
Thank you. The stringer, instead of giving some velocity, I'm just putting in this particular thing. So I'll drop it. String will be when impulse is set up, when string is jerk. So there's a block 2m which is on ground. Let me release it. So what is this? Let this be h. So now next, when the block is, it will fall freely, no? See, if you are able to imagine, okay, imagine. If you are unable to imagine, better take help of paper and pen and draw the sequence of diagrams, then start thinking. So finally, what happened? Sir, we can't hear you, sir.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, take the situation. No, now the string will be jerk. No, so due to jerk, an impulse is set up.
Again, sir, will there be any loss in kinetic energy? Yes, there'll be loss in kinetic energy. You take it for granted. Everywhere try to analyze. Now the string is slack. Now this is taut. I think better make observation of this one. You do get wide varieties of question, and a student must have clean observation of the condition. Nothing else is there. I can just ask you, I'll go back to laws of motion again. So many problems are there. I can convert all of them into impulse. In books, what happens like this, small numericals are given. Go to laws of motion, apply force suddenly on any in the wedge constraint in a wedge block system, it will become impulse problem. Will they acquire common velocity? Means will have same speed s because connected by common string. How to calculate this one? There's no impulse due to normal contact. It's just only string. No, there's no particle coming and colliding with the other block. So the equation will be mu minus jt is equal to mv. You should not apply conservation of linear momentum. Once again, I'm repeating, what is the net impulse on system plus 2jt. So you can't apply conservation of linear momentum. So what you should do, apply impulse momentum equation on individual block. This was at rest. This is release from rest. So therefore, jt is equal to 2 mv. So therefore, v equal to u by 3. And now, what is the motion of the block? The net force 2 mg is downward, no? On the system. So therefore it will undergo retardation. Like just now previous problem we discussed similar to that. So this will be 2m here it will have velocity say v dash, this will be v dash, but retardation will be in this direction. Why? Because which force will be greater? 2mg will be greater than tension, and the tension here will be greater than mg. If you want to write no, I'm showing in detail no. This is 2mg minus t is equal to 2me. T minus mg equal to me. It's a retardation. Adding up these two, A will become g by 3. So what is the maximum height ascended? V square by 2a. What is V? U by 3. Substitute all this and so on. You get the required answer. The same problem in another way we have asked it. So like this, a string will be jerked. I think this already we have discussed, no? Okay, now already we have discussed it. I'll remove it. And now you see that more than one string comes, how to manage this problem. If more than one string comes, how to manage this. An impulse J is applied on the block. So here this. Initially it is a test. An impulse J is applied. What will be the velocity of the blocks? So this is the block 3m. This is connected here. Tell me how the conditions should arise, you know. When impulse J is applied, this will acquire velocity v, and the string what happen will become taut, and impulse jt will be set up. So similar to tension, so here a impulse will be jt by 2, here jt by 2. So how much of impulse will act? Jt by 2. This will acquire a velocity called va. Let this be vb. Don't put same velocities. Huh? This is J given. J is what given for. So then what is the equation? I'll write it. J minus JT equal to MBA. Then here JT by 2 equal to 3M VB. How many unknowns are there? VA, VB and JT. Three unknowns are there. How to, I need one more equation. I'll go for constraint equation. If this pulley moves by 1 meter, how much the block 3M will undergo displacement, or the block B? In books we don't have discussion, but here the impulse can get transferred from one string to another string. I'm using some word. So there's a two different strings are there. An impulse set up here. Suddenly this particular string has become taut. This taut string open will make other strings to taut. So that impulse open will be transferred. So impulse can get transferred from one string to another string as possible. That's what these questions are. If one string suddenly makes other string taut, as impulse will be generated in the other string also. Now we need just go back to constraint. If this pulley moves by 1 meter, if the pulley moves by 1 meter, then here 1 meter length should increase. So they should move by 2 meter. So VB equal to how much? 2 VA, constraint equation. Substitute this, solve it, you'll get the how much of impulse is set up in the string. So I'll describe an impulse J is acted on is applied, you write it. Blocking. Find speed of blocks. Is it okay? So no again, sir, like here, what about the energy? Yes, there'll be loss of energy. Because how much of energy I'll spend to impart impulse, no? And check finally the energy, there'll be difference. So that energy will be taken by the strings. Welcome, time is not there. No. Even for vertical also, we can describe in a similar way. A particle will come and collide with a speed u. Let me take phi m. This string will be taut. This string will be loose. There are two strings are there. Inelastic collision occurs. Then we'll see that what is the velocity of the blocks. The same similar idea we are extending here. In books, we don't have multiple strings impulse. Advanced possibility of asking, you have to be careful. I'm reminding you now only. So collision occurs, okay, due to collision, combined m and m, and it will have velocity, say, v. Now an impulse is set up. So here, what are the things? Jn and Jn. And an impulse is set up here, Jt. So go in sequential order like this. Huh? Then this is string. So this is phi m. Any impulse will act here? Yes, there will be an impulse. So how much here? 2 jt. So call this velocity EBA and let this be velocity VB. Write down all the set of equation. Mu minus jt is equal to m plus m it is into VA. Then here 2 jt is equal to phi m into VB. Now why other numericals I put same speed no for block A and B. For the block A and B I put same speed, but here I took different speed. Any reason? I think it all depends upon the system here. No, if they're connected by common string, they must have common velocity because string is inextensible. Here what when two different strings are there, you can see black and red color string. So due to constant motion, they must have different speed. And impulse you see now what is that one? An impulse setup. First what happen, how this string will become, anyway this is the tout, how this string will be jerked by due to this normal impulse due to normal contact. Suddenly block A is made to move, string will be jerked. The jerk what happen will be transformed or will be propagated or will be given to this also. If a jerk is produced in this, a jerk will also be produced here. So this is I think not highly scientific. You take two strings, connect a block like this, you pull one string, this one you pull this string, suddenly what happened? Here also some jerk is produced, no? You might have played, when you were a kid, you might have played objects connected by string. Suddenly you pull one object, the other objects also will start moving, and the other strings also will become taut. That's what we are looking at here. But how many unknowns are there? VA, VB. Again, what is the constraint equation? When this pulley moves by 1 meter, this will move 2 meter. So therefore here VA equal to 2 VB. Solve it. Can we calculate Jn? Yes, we can calculate Jn. After getting this, we can calculate Jn. How to calculate Jn? Only on the bullet. Mu minus Jn equal to MVA. This is on bullet. Or on the block also you can write it. On the block, how you should write it? Impulse Jn 0 plus Jn minus Jt equal to MVA. This is on the block A. Where it will be generated? It will be generated here and also here. It will be generated in both. In both the strings will be generated. This is for bullet and the block A. This is for only block B. This is individual. It's left to you. See, either you think in this way or this way. Can you apply conservation of real term? The answer is no. Again, I'm repeating it. Because numerical students are solving. Suddenly, if they ask you some any theoretical observation, you are going wrong. Because you got habituated of writing equation. Conservation of linear momentum, E generated. So none of the momentum of any of the thing is not conserved, no, because the impulses are there. And the impulse get transformed. So what I'm saying, the impulse will get transformed, I'm saying. One more. Even for a blocks, can it be transformed? You go back to the very basic what you learned. There's a block and they're in contact. And initially they're at rest. There's a block A, MA, there's MB. They're at rest. An impulse I'll apply it on block A. What will happen here? See, what is impulse? Impulse means you're applying force only, no? I applied impulse, then any conditions will arise here. Yes, when you applied impulse here, an impulse will act here now. And they'll acquire a velocity. So what is the equation? J minus Jn equal to MAV, Jn equal to MBV. Sir, why you are giving common velocity? See now, what is impulse? Impulse is a force, no? When you push this block A, the block A will push B. But see here what happened, the force what you applied is, what is J? J equal to say some F dt. It will be off like this. Similarly, what is normal contact? The normal contact also will vary. So look at this one. As long as the force what you are applying, the Jn will come. Once you remove this impulse, means here like a, then the block is having common velocity, they will move. Then what happens to, sir, like a normal contact, everything, that one? The normal contact also between the blocks will vary. So this was the impulse here. And we know the normal contact should be less than F. And if you calculate, no, Jn will be less than J. Is it okay? Fine. If I push the block A and B with a force F, then what is the normal contact between A and B? Will be less than F. The same thing here. So now I think this will become unlimited. You go back to laws of motion. I can pick up any problem in the wedge block system. I'll apply impulse. I'll ask you the question now. Of course, books didn't go to that extent, but in advance, they may ask you. A very generalized idea is what a student must develop here now. Not just like, because maximum problems are there, block, string, and it's over. But they can drag you to anywhere. Okay, no. So tomorrow I'll continue from here. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, all of you. Bye. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.